What's up, fellow lords of gaming, and welcome back to another episode of Marvel Future Revolution. So I'm trying to break down this update in chunks because there is quite a bit there, but you know, some of it's not new necessarily bits, but let's break this down. All right, so first off, I want to start this video out by saying that finally, yes, finally, they have addressed one of the exploits that was the duplication error bug that went around, where players were allowed to complete reacquire items. Now, what they're saying inside this email is that they're basically going to take away all of those rewards as updates are rolled out. So I guess that's pretty cool that they're taking away those rewards. How that's going to look in terms of depowering people's heroes who took advantage of this is something I'm interested to see. I don't quite understand. Here goes the truth, right? Is a lot of those rewards boiled down to like enhancing potential, you know, squad ranks and stuff like that. How are you reacquiring or taking those rewards away from players in a measurable way is the question. I mean, that's something obviously is on their end to figure out. I would love to see if it's actually figured out. But they're going to start this retrieval process for these. Now, along with that, for the retrieval process, right, is that there has been a compensation. So for any of the agents who created their heroes before this maintenance, you're basically going to get free 1,000 crystals, right? So that's basically what's going on, is that yeah, you're going to get 1,000 crystals, and you can see it inside your mailbox right here. It's clear as day. Reward information for 1,000 crystals. So you know, 1,000 crystals inside this game's not quite a lot, but you're getting a reward for nothing, just not taking advantage of the exploit inside here. The maintenance completion rewards inside there, and then your normal login rewards over here, right? So let's talk about some of the other things that's going on inside the shop and the Marvel Mall, since that's where we're at talking about rewards, right? So first up, let's talk about the Omega Season Pass. The Omega Season Pass basically unlocks, and you can still do the upgrade for the pass at $8.99. Now, what they've done with the Omega Season Pass is obviously Moon Knight is sat there at the first because he's a new companion inside the game. Whether or not this is going to be a good companion or not is questionable. He's adding to your collection stats for attack, so I think a lot of people are going to want those. We can see here that he's giving a DOT skill. He has a 39-second cooldown, much like everyone else, right? And he applies damage relative to 25% of attack per second for that DOT. So he's throwing shurikens that deal 635% damage, which inflicts the crescent moon's mark, and that target with the moon's marks takes DOT, and they are blinded when the crescent moon's mark turns into a full moon. I think this is going to require some testing to see this, but I guess we'll see it eventually. But you can basically see he's summoned, he throws his crescents, and then he pretty much disappears. So it's going to be interesting to see how this works, because in my opinion, a lot of people are just going to dodge out of this. I don't really see him being a very useful companion, if I'm being perfectly honest. Now, along the way, the other things that they've added inside here is pretty much Thanos reward tickets. So that's your only major change, is that we're going to have Thanos seals, Thanos reward tickets along the way, which you are going to need if you want these badges. Which is going to bring up another point. Now, I'm not going to dig deep inside of the badge discussion, but there is something that I do want to show you that I am not happy about. All right, so the draw. Before I get into the featured items, let's talk about the draw boxes inside the store. There is a costume festival that's going on for the next 34 days. It's a way, obviously, to get you to basically cough up some money, so that way you can get your Steampunk Rise of the East or Eyes of Osiris festival. I already told you guys how I feel about these. The festivals coming up repeatedly doesn't change the instance that it's still layered RNG, and whether or not you're going to actually be able to be successful at getting enough of these items to level up, you know, individually, makes no sense. If you are Doctor Strange, the steampunk costume is pretty much your only choice of those costumes. The rest of them are trash. But there is something new inside the Dimension box, and it's now called the Mad Titans Dimension box. And this is something that, yeah, here goes the truth of the matter, right? We've already had the training, the leveling up process in this game has already been monetized, meaning that you get dropped off at a certain point inside the game, inside the development of your character, and you're expected to essentially pay for your character to get to the next level. You know, you want to use training grounds, which is the most optimal way of doing it, and so that stuff is now, you know, inside of the store. Like, I know people are going to automatically see that it's monetized because they're like, well, we get 3 hours free, you know, per week or whatever, you know, you could level up your character then. Yeah, but I pointed out to you guys in previous videos that in order to take max usage out of that, you need to have some companions that are going to boost up your XP gain percentage in there, so that way that 3 hours becomes totally maximized. If you're not a paying player who's gotten those characters that will boost up your experience, then you're probably not going to see the same percentage values, which means as a free-to-play player, you could get lockstepped into these things are needed. Training ground tickets are part of the monetization package now because they've added them in as additional rewards, you know, and those additional rewards in terms of those training ground tickets reduce the ability for you to collect some of the other items that was in there before. The same thing has happened with the expedition guide stuff, which is now being utilized so that way you could level up other characters that you are going to need now to play these in other pieces of content like Alliance Raid. So now, I did not see this one coming. I'm not going to lie to you. I did not see this one coming. That now what they've done is they've started to monetize the invasion mode. One of my main problems with this game is the level and depth of greed that exists there. That can only last so long before players start leaving in droves, which is already happening. And now you've gone about and taken one of your modes that you basically are re-pushing inside here, and you're basically pushing it so that way we can get these battle badges inside this game along with the alloys. So now they try to incentivize you to open up these dimension boxes, and man, it's ugly to me. So, you know, you get this minor chance of open up the dimension boxes to get and collect these divergent destinies. Now, here goes the one thing I'll say about this. It does, in some instances, give, like, there's a lot of places for us to collect dimension box tickets. Those seem to be the ones that drop the most. So if you're a free-to-play player and you're collecting those from all the, you know, draw ticket supply boxes and things like that they give away, now you know you should probably save and hold on to those things, so that way when these events come up, these invasion events, that now you can go ahead and use those here. But you can see now that we basically have these level 120 badges. So here goes the problem that I have with this overall, right, is the monetization of it is really bad. And let's look at it, is because the battle badges from these invasion events have basically made the battle badges from Blitz, the battle badges from Dark Zone, and the battle badges from Omega War pretty much obsolete. There's no reason for you to really collect those battle badges anymore other than to dismantle them for fodder. That's just the truth of the matter, because the moment that you start collecting some of these invasion badges, especially the more invasion events that we get into, the less that those badges have. It creates another FOMO in the environment, you know, fear of missing out for items, because now players that weren't around for these invasion modes or participating might not have the strongest badges or strongest opportunities, and they might down the line see that they need these badges in some way, shape, or form. But it also gives you an incentive to jump in here and now monetize these things and jump inside and get them from the boxes, which is sad and disrespectful to the players, because essentially you're going to increase the gap between the whale player and the other player. Because now, as a whale, I don't even need to participate in the invasion event. I can just whale out inside the dimension box and hope for the best that I get, you know, some battle badges, man. Like, I mean, the battle badges are there. So, you know, not to mention if I just play the event and I whale out, I'm definitely going to end up with multiple versions of these battle badges. I'm really good. You know, like, Look, man, you take it how you want to. I'm going to try my best not to be as critically negative as, like, I'm passionate about seeing this game succeed, but it just doesn't seem like the junior dev team over at Marvel Future Revolution is really getting it. These battle badges are bad. That's just the truth of it, right? The dimension box is there. I don't like it, but it is what it is. So, how you spend your money is how you spend your money. I think it's bad, especially when you consider these battle badges. But we'll jump into that in another video to talk about those. Moon Knight is available as a companion summon inside of the shop. He has the Draw Festival for him. I actually like the way Moon Knight looks. I would have preferred had they gave him his uniform from the Disney Plus show rather than this old version of Moon Knight that we've basically already seen in game as an NPC. But it is what it is. Now, the featured item shop, we've basically had a revamp, and this is just terrible to me overall. You can see that there's a Alliance Raid Crystal Support Bundle. Oh yeah, $50. Always $50. Like, it's sad because you see these things and you're like, no player in their right mind other than Wales are going to be like, yay, I want to purchase these box. Like, you're calling an Alliance Raid Crystal Support Bundle. There's nothing in here that's supporting the Alliance Raid. Like, it's just purchasing crystals. You know what I mean? Like, whatever. The Alliance Raid Gear Support Bundle, I mean, you're giving away one premium costume box, one premium Omega card box, one premium core box. Lord knows what you're going to get from those because it's not a selection box, right? It's not a selection box at all. So it is what it is for what you get. $50, I guess. You know what I mean? Like, just, I don't know, man. This is obviously worth it for you to purchase because it's got the 245 crystals. So $4. You're also going to collect the Thanos reward tickets and the 2 battle badge alloys. Especially if these battle badge alloys are usable across them. They just need it for special badges, and you get to use this in maybe the next Magneto invasion or the next Crow invasion, right? I'm going to imagine we're going to hit a Crow invasion, redo of Crow's invasion as well. So, like, if you could use these and you want to get the battle badges, obviously $3.99, go ahead, purchase it if that's something that you want to do, right? But then we get some of these other ones inside here, like the Mad Titan Master Bundle. Comes with 1 battle badge alloy, 5 Thanos seal boxes, some crystals and so forth. Purchase it if you want to. I'm to be honest with you, I'm pretty disgusted by this stuff at this point. Like, it really is just disgusting at this point. Like, you go across all the featured items, you notice that it's just like $50, $50, $50. Like, they're not even hitting you up like nickel and diming you so that way they can get the rewards, get the money out of you. It's just like, yo, we're gonna hit you over the head with a sledgehammer. That's what it feels like. You know what I mean? Like, $50. If I went over and I played Marvel Future Fight and I showed you what $50 got you, you'd look at this shit and you'd be like, yo, what are you doing? Because $50, I get my monthly supply box that gives me about 3,000 crystals. I get, my Tony Stark's trash or stash. I get my special dimension support boxes. There's so much more that's given than what's given here inside Marvel Future Revolution. It's just kind of sickening, and to be honest with me, it really is. There's the perk memberships. Dark Domains achievement bundle is sitting inside there. I didn't purchase this thing. I don't intend to purchase this thing, to be honest with you. It was trash on site. The Epic Mission Achievement Bundle was something I did want to purchase, but I just can't see giving the game any kind of money like that anymore. It is what it is, but that's how I feel. If you feel something different, then get ahead. Now, one of the new items that was added in here that I think is really nice for the free-to-play players is that you essentially can now purchase for 2,500 crystals. They have this relay bundle where you can get a 4-star region costume selection box, 2,500 crystals. You can see it goes, and it's for all of the different parts. Now, it's going to be obviously be really expensive to do this, but nonetheless, you can go along that whole path if you wanted to as a free-to-play player. So hopefully this stays inside the shop, because this to me is a good working item for players to attempt to achieve, especially as free-to-play players. You can delay and hold off to get these things. So I think it was really something that's good inside there. I think free-to-play players should look at this because, it's definitely good. And I'm not going to lie about it being bad or anything like that. It's good. Purchase it if you want to. That's the bottom line to it. Purchase if you want to. Don't purchase if you don't have to. You know what I mean? Other than that, we've got the consumables. Don't forget to collect these. You've got your 5 Titan tickets that's going to be in there for your, your run-throughs. I'm going to try not to save these damn things up. Every time I end up like just holding on to these tickets and have to run one last day. Now, they've also added in for the whales, you know what I mean? Like, you can buy these reward tickets inside here as well if you want to. Completely up to you to do that, right? But it give you 10 more chances. I mean, if you're gonna jump in and whale out, you're gonna jump in and whale out. But you get what I'm saying about these boxes, especially the way they're layered behind RNG. There's really no reason. But notice that inside the special token box, we also have 2 new things inside here. You can basically get 3-star Moon Knight for 500 Omega points. That is way expensive. So if you don't have any of those, it's way expensive. You're basically saying that a 3-star Moon Knight, a 3-star character, that skill doesn't look all that much. Remember, I told you every 100 Omega points in this game essentially works out to $150. So you do the math on there. You do the math on there. You do the math. That's $500+ for a 3-star companion. The $750 is what they ask you to pay for a 3-star companion. $750, you go out and buy yourself a PS5 and get some free games on the regular. Like, they'll give you 3 free games on a regular. You're talking about paying $750 for a 3-star companion. It's not even a character you're playing with. It's a 3-star companion. Doesn't make sense. And then they have the 4-star special companion now inside here for 1,000 Omega points. The prices in this game are just astronomical. There's no way. I'm dying to see. Maybe I'll do a video. Maybe I'll talk to King and see if we can't grab another spreadsheet to see what the earnings across the iOS and Android platforms have been for this game from the month of March to the month of April. But I'm going to imagine it's declining. I'm going to imagine that it's declining. But those are pretty much all the shop events and things that are going down in the game. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Are you excited about these shop items? I'm not. So no surprise there, my friends. But until next time, guys, peace.